Hey, you're watching my favorite YouTube channel. I'm Chillmonger. I'm also my favorite podcaster, Chillmonger, because I collaborated with Comic Book University and we do a weekly podcast now. You might be joining me from that podcast. Hello. This is what I usually do here on YouTube, but amongst other things, I'll talk movies and I'll talk things I'm interested in. I'll probably do a Fast and Furious video, but I stick to comic books for the most part, and every Wednesday you'll get my reviews. This is a book I talked about on that podcast. If you're new, I'll try not to repeat things I said on the podcast. But if you are my classic fan base of 340 subscribers, this is all going to be fresh. I had problems and I loved some parts. The ending aspect of it, yes, I love endings because we keep getting 6-part issues that leave with the final page to make you interested in what happens next. Here, we close things up. I like the comedy in here. Hey, has Steve Rogers ever delivered a baby like this before up in space? Yeah, it's Steve Rogers. I wonder. And then Steve's next thing he says is, "It's okay, ma'am. I've done this before." I didn't like the way that they time jumped a bunch of times, like a million years BC to see Star Brand's original. Then they time jumped to just, hey, we're here in the Shi'ar galaxy. Thor got bit by a brood and he's activating his broodness. And what's happening? And then there's a then and there's a now. There's a part in here where pregnant Suzanne, is talking about the first time she got arrested and how no one on Earth was alerted because of the last time the last time Earth and Shi'ar apparently interacted was in AVX, as it says here, thanks to our friend Tom. But my friend Tom, I'm guessing Brevoort, that might be the editor here, and I'm correct. Never doubt me. So the problem is he didn't say which issue it was. It was AVX, Wolverine, and the X-Men, the second of the, maybe even the first. Regardless, that's when the Death Commandos showed up and tried to take the host of the New Phoenix. That would be Hope Summers, not Hope Rogers, who this new baby is going to be named. The thing is, I wish they would have added a little bit more and explained that. And also, I believe Infinity happened. You remember that event where Thor bows down and then he reaches for that hammer that just did a rotation around the sun, comes through that alien from the back, and I just remember that. Remember how the heroes of the Earth, Avengers, were killing it for all of the other planets, Shi'ar, Kree, Skrulls. They were holding it down for everybody. So much that they're on a phone relationship where, yo, we got a problem here in this Shi'ar jail, in this jail galactic empire. We need the Avengers to show up. They're on a good relationship. So I don't know why she would say that. And I don't know why they would act like that's the case. That was backwards. But Suzanne, little pregnant Suzanne, is the Star Brand and escaped out of there. The artwork, it was Ed McGuinness, man. Just looking at a pregnant woman go crazy, it's something. I like some parts like the word balloons. Let me find a good example because I remember noticing that and saying I should bring it up in my review. How a word balloon would go from the top, that's on this page here. It goes from the top panel to the bottom panel to let me know to read in that order. Usually I would have read from this panel all the way to this panel, but because of that word balloon down there, it helped me see things, simplify it, and show me in this visual medium. That's how it's done. Comedy was there. Everything was there. Black Widow getting to say Avengers Assemble, I got no problem with. Black Widow saying, hey man, you guys are going crazy just because it's a woman who's a Star Brand. That's not true. And I don't even read Black Widow saying that in her voice. I wish they hadn't have included that. There is definitely mistreatment to women in comic books, in real life, and everything. But when you complain about it here for a non-issue, you lessen the believability of, when there's actually like a real problem happening or a real prejudice, real unfairness that's going on in the world when you say things like this, because it's not true. The 3 Heralds of Galactus were after the Star Brand before they even knew who it was. Because the Gladiator was gonna kill this person before he knew who she was. It's not a woman thing. Don't delegitimize others' arguments, because they definitely, women in general, whether in space or whether in 616 Earth, have problems with misogyny. As I go through this comic to remind myself what happened, the 3 gifts that the Fire Lord, that Terrax and Silver Surfer afford them is, I give you the gift of time, I give you the gift of life because I'm not going to kill you, and I give you the gift of hope. That's the weakest thing I've ever seen in my life. That was the stupidest thing. Kind of comedic too, but like, get out of here. Even Gladiator tried to come up close to try to give words of advice or wisdom. I'm like, God, you don't get the right to say anything. And that's the baby there with a star brand on its left hand. Now, if you watched my issue number 29 review, then you know that I kind of predicted this, that there would be a baby with the star brand power. And I hope they nerf the crap out of this baby. I hope that they go and say, all right, uh, even though they're from Kansas, Susanna's a Kansas native. We're not gonna do no Superman stuff. I got worried when I heard Kansas too, because I automatically think of that. Superman is the OP name for he's the face of overpowered, and it's a problem. I don't read his comic books, and I don't want to read his comic books. I'll never get into a Superman comic book because I'll always think, well, why doesn't he blank? Why doesn't he blank? Captain Marvel's kind of the same way, but there was a sick issue. Man, maybe it was issue number 10, where she was fighting in Times Square, and she could have the whole time. She could have reached into her enemy's heart and took out the thing that was power dampening, that was sucking her energy, but she didn't want to. As soon as that villain star put her hands on someone else, okay, that's enough. I could have done this the whole time, but it's my sincerity. So that's cool. I can imagine that's how Superman stories go. I don't want to read a character do that every single time. But Superman is an overpowered character. Just like the Hulk is an overpowered character. Except the thing with the Hulk and Superman is Hulk's got this alter ego. He's got baggage. He's got stuff that keeps him interesting, at least. Same with the Black Void and Sentry. Everybody's got their problems. Like Gladiator, Kellar, whatever his name is. This man is confidence based. Like his powers are great. It could be weakened. It could be nerfed. Now, having it being a baby, I can just imagine, yeah, there's all of this powers. You'll get your spurts, but there's also going to be the troubles of being a baby. So this superhero is limited and flawed, as all superheroes probably should be. You remember Yoda, the junior Yoda that is unnamed. In the final episode of Mandalorian, it kind of did this, and it brought the fire back into the enemies who were shooting from the flamethrower. And all of a sudden, they were safe in that cantina area. But the thing is, so much of that power made it fade away. And it was like, okay, that trick is not going to work twice. I like it. Because if you would have just had a full-on Jedi that whole time, that fight would have been quick just like that. I didn't snap properly. Quick just like that. And because it's a baby, because it's limited, okay, things are interesting now. IG-11 has to actually sacrifice itself, and it knows that, or the people won't get out of there alive. Like, they put fail-safes in this story, so that it's not always going to be, hey, Starbrand can take care of it, Starbrand can take care of it. And I like that about that. That's what's the most interesting thing about this. There were flaws. One thing I just picked up here was that Gladiator's plan was stupid. Trying to destroy the Starbrand just means that the cycle would begin again. Instead, what you could do is what you did with, I believe her name is Smasher. You could have said, hey, join my Shi'ar Empire. I see how powerful you are. We'll help you control that. Be my friend, rather than, oh, you're the Starbrand. That means instant death. That would be stupid. That's what the Galactus's heralds were on too. That's some stupidity. Again, I said that the artwork was very good. That's the review. That's the review. Check out my other reviews on the channel. I'll probably talk X-Force sometime this week. Check out my X-Men that already came out. Check out me. I'll pose. I'm done being stupid.